Hello everybody, in today's video we're going to be talking about how you can get a job in sports coaching, and once you've got a job, how you can earn more money. Now the first step for most experienced sports coaches, they will tell you, was doing work experience in their earlier years. Now work experience could just be trying to find a club or a company that are currently delivering sports coaching sessions, and for you to just be able to get in there, do some work experience, help out, sort of learn the atmosphere, learn what happens in the sessions, and that gives you a really strong foothold to then move into the second stage, which is as a paid assistant. And once you've done work experience for a little while, you've sort of earned your stripes and you've shown that you are able to really help coaches, help a company, help an organization, and you deserve to get paid for that. And so once you're bringing value, that's a really important part that you can then start to get paid to assist in these sessions and really make sure that you're learning again on the job, but you're getting paid at the same time. The third step that you'll find is then going into a paid lead coaching role. Now that transition from assistant to a lead coach might be quite big in some companies or organizations. Other steps might just be quite small. It depends how many children or participants you're working with. But normally for somebody who's gone from an assistant into leading, maybe they're starting to lead 10 or 12 children. So that's sort of like low group, small size will make a big difference in helping you to learn skills about group management, getting your details across, the session structure, and everything like that to really give you more experience on how to plan, deliver, and evaluate your own sports coaching sessions. Once you've got a strong hold on this, it sort of moves into the fourth stage, which is managing larger groups. Now, for somebody who can lead groups of 12, 13, 14 participants, for them to be able to go up to deliver a PE lesson with 30 children, it can take quite a big step. And it's really important that we know how to manage groups, we know how to manage behavior, and we know what we're delivering in our session. We can get information across clearly and concisely. So once you get to that stage, you're managing 30 children, you're really going to start finding yourself having a good understanding of the session delivery, and you might start to find coaching and sports delivery a little bit easier, but it doesn't necessarily mean that your sessions are of a really high quality. So the next step that I would encourage anybody to then go into is having a better depth of knowledge across the subject that they are teaching. Now, this depth of knowledge is so important. If you're going to be in a particular sport, so some coaches might specialize into a certain sport, say football or netball, and they'll work full time as a coach within that sport. Your depth of knowledge has to be so clear. You need to know the tactics, you need to know the rules, you need to know how to coach people, you need to know a variety of different sessions, all the different topics. You would have really gone into detail on some of your on some of your qualifications as well. But if you're working more as a PE teacher, you need to have that depth of knowledge across all your sports. Yes, you might know the rough rules of netball and football and rugby, but let's take that next step. You need to know what all of these sports, all their finer details, how you can play that sport really well and how you can coach it really well, puts you into that sort of fifth category. And then the sixth category I find is once you can really deliver sessions at a high standard, good depth of knowledge, is then can you educate other coaches and other educators within your sector? So that's where you're then looking at people who are maybe new to the sport, and maybe on their first 2 or 3 stages, they're assistants or lead coaches, and you can really help them to become better coaches, better educators, making sure that they're delivering good sessions. Because once you're at that point, a company or an organization is going to see a lot of value in you as a person, as a coach, as an educator, because they're going to be able to employ you, and by employing you, 10 of their other coaches are also getting better at the same time, or maybe even more. So that's a very important part. And you might feel that you're at that point right now, and you're looking like, yeah, but how am I going to earn more money? How am I going to step up to the next level? And the next step for you from that point has to be bringing value to an organization. And so for me in a sports coaching business, a coach who can introduce me to a new school or upsell within a session that they're currently working in, or just be able to bring in more customers, more work, more value, is ultimately where you're going to find yourself getting paid more. So yes, you can work your way up as a PE teacher in a secondary school or primary school, and you work your way up, but ultimately comes a glass a glass ceiling. And at that point, you need to start thinking about, right, where can you bring more value into other people? Your hours will run out. So what are you doing with your hours? And that's where I'd speak to my manager, speak to the boss, and say, look, if I can do this, will that help me earn more money? And if somebody isn't offering you that where you are, then you need to look at changing organisation. You could say, oh, that's not an option for me because of X, Y, and Z, but you are choosing the situation you're in right now. And if you can find somebody else who will give you an opportunity to earn X amount more, then that's gonna help you in the long term if you feel like you can bring value to an organisation or a company in some way or another. So if you're struggling to find an organisation that will give you that opportunity to earn more, then maybe you should look at maybe setting up your own business, buying a franchise, or even reaching out to uSports to look at our partners program, where we give people unlimited earning opportunity as well. So there are opportunities out there, and if you're not in one right now and you want to earn more, you need to find a way to do that. So that'd be my biggest advice. And once you work through your 6 steps there, then looking at, right, where can I add even more value? But before you get to if you're at level 2 or 3, it might not be the right time for you to set up a business or to go and look for an opportunity like that. Learn your craft first, and then go and take that into providing more value to somebody and earn it and look at your earning potential. So hopefully that's helped you in today's video, whether you are a very experienced coach or educator, or maybe literally still looking at how you're going to get into coaching and into the industry. So if you have enjoyed today's video, please do give us a like, drop us a comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.